Good evening everybody, it's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's had a great day so far. As always, as good of a day as you can after the absolute shit show that we had to watch last night up at the Bet365 Stadium as Leeds lost out 1-0 to Stoke City. Leeds were not good in the game at all as a collective, but there's obviously one man at the minute that is getting a lot of stick from the fan base. And look, I don't agree with atting players on social media, death threats, threatening family members, pets, children, whatever. I do not agree with that whatsoever, and I do not advocate that. However, at the same time, there has to be a level of, criticism that is laid at this guy's door. And of course, I'm talking about Patrick Bamford. So this is just a video where I'm just going to be speaking about Patrick Bamford and what I think, do I think his time at Leeds United is over, basically. Just before we get into the video in more detail, as always, make sure that you're smashing a like on the video so that the video gets out there to more people. Please subscribe if you are brand new to try and help me get to 3k as soon as possible. Hit the notification bell and of course get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'm sure it'll open up a good debate in the comment section. And as well, guys, I did tweet about this morning, but make sure that you go and check me out on TikTok. I want to get 1,000 followers on there as soon as possible. Really enjoying that as a platform at the minute. So yeah, make sure that you go and check that out. So then, Patrick Bamford. I mean, that penalty last night, I think, is the final straw for a lot of fans, and myself included. I've run out of patience with him now. And I think I did a long time ago, but I think last night confirmed it for me. You've got Perot on the pitch. Farke decides to bring him off, which I kind of understood to a degree, because other than that chance that he had in the first half, he was pretty ineffective in the game and was basically non-existent. And yeah, to bring Bamford on for the last 15 minutes, to give him some minutes. At the time of it happening, I was like, right, fair enough. Because in his last few sub appearances, he has done okay, but okay isn't good enough. And, he did well to win the penalty last night. But then obviously Somerville grabs the ball, understandably. A man in form, a man who has scored goals recently. So why not allow him to take the penalty? If your confidence is as low as what I imagine Bamford's is, then why would you take the ball? Like, I understand it. Maybe he's trying to build his own confidence back up. But his last two penalties, he put one wide against Arsenal last season at Ellen Road. And then he obviously missed the one against Newcastle at Ellen Road towards the end of last season. Other than one good season in the Premier League, the first time round where he scored 17 goals, and actually, yeah, the promotion season, he scored 16 in the Championship. Two fairly good returns, especially the one in the Premier League. But other than that, I think Patrick Bamford has been fairly average in this team. And it worked under Bielsa because of the style of play. I don't think he suits the system now at all. And like I said earlier, I think this incident last night is the final straw for a lot of people. The penalty against Arsenal, missed. The penalty against Newcastle, missed. The open net against Leicester, which I'm not putting that sole moment, I'm not saying Leeds got relegated just because of that one isolated incident, because Leeds were poor all last season and we deserved to go down. But, when Bamford's missing these penalties or these open nets, these crucial chances, it's in vital moments of the game. it isn't like Leeds. Like I was on the phone to my uncle earlier about this, and he said this point, and I really did agree with it. If Leeds had been 3-0 up last night at the point of that penalty, I wouldn't mind Bamford taking it just to try and boost his confidence. And to be honest, if Leeds are 2-3-0 up in a game and he takes the penalty, he hasn't got as much pressure and he probably scores it. But when you think about it, the Arsenal game last season, we were 1-0 down. If he scores that, it's 1-1. We're back in the game. That's another point on the board. Potentially, because Leeds were actually better than Arsenal on that day. For the majority. The one against Newcastle. Again, Leeds are 1-0 up at that point. If he scores that, 2-0. That could have changed the whole complexity of that game. And the Leicester one, again, we were 1-0 up. He scores that. Oh no, sorry, I think... No, sorry, it was 1-1. Leicester had equalised. So if he scores that, Leeds win the game. And potentially stay in the Premier League. Potentially. Then last night, a game that Leeds were not playing well in. For me, if he scores that penalty, we win the game last night. Simple. And Joe Rodon's reaction to him missing the penalty, if you watch it back, says it all. Arms in the air and just looking like, what the hell? Why the hell have we just allowed this guy to take that penalty? Now look, if Somerville, Rutter, Dan James, anyone like that takes the penalty and misses, yeah, everyone's annoyed and the player probably gets a bit of stick. But you get over it quickly enough. The reason why everyone is acting the way they are towards Bamford is because it's a regular occurrence. The guy is not confident. He doesn't trust his own body because of all the injuries that he's had. And he's just a fragile player at the minute. So why have the ego and the so-called confidence in that moment last night to take the ball off of Somerville and say, no, this is mine? Now, for me, Pascal Struijk as captain should have made the call. No, it's Somerville's. Leave it. And if he didn't listen to Struijk, Farke should have screamed on that pitch, no, it's Somerville's. And for me, you know, I saw LUFC Lewis tweet this out today. Obviously, he was at the game. Bamford didn't even acknowledge the Leeds fans at the end of the game. You know, the fans that have travelled down on a midweek, about 2 hours up to Stoke, down to Stoke, where up or down, my geography's crap, but you know what I mean. They've travelled to Stoke midweek, when a lot of them will have had work early this morning. And yeah, Leeds didn't lose last night just because of this penalty. But if we score that penalty, we win the game. It's as simple as that. You know, it was a golden opportunity. We'd not been playing well in the game, and it was a golden opportunity to get 3 points. You know, when do Leeds ever get 3 points after not playing well? If Leeds don't play well, we don't win. It's as simple as that. Whereas Leicester, if you want to compare, I imagine if they have a poor game this season, they'll win the game, or at the very least they'll get a point from it. You know, if we'd have got a point out of that game last night, yeah, I wouldn't have been happy with it, but I'd have rather have took that than a defeat. And I knew we were going to lose that game last night once that penalty was missed. I just knew. I mean, nobody was surprised at it, was there? To see him sky the ball from the penalty spot. Keeper goes wrong way. All he has to do is pass it into the net and he scores. But to summarise, guys, I just think now, you know, Bamford, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be bothered if he didn't wear the white shirt again now. I'm at the end of my tether with him. And my uncle used to be a big advocate for Bamford. He used to back him up for everything. but he was spitting blood on the phone to me earlier with him. So that goes to show that I'm sure there's a lot of people in the fan base that were big Patrick Bamford fans and really used to get behind him, but even they'll all be pissed off now. So for me, his time at Leeds should be over. You know, he's been a great servant for the club since he's been here. He's provided us some great moments in games, especially, you know, in that first Premier League season. But it's time to move on now, for me. He won't go in January, but for me, at the end of the season, get rid of him. Take a fee, make him available. Someone will come in for Patrick Bamford in the Championship. Someone will take him. Let him go. Because for me, he's probably lost the fan base now as well. So yeah, different sort of video, guys. And I hope you don't take this as that I have an agenda against Patrick Bamford. Because if Bamford took his chances on the pitch, we wouldn't be having this discussion, would we? It's just an interesting debate to have. There'll be people that are pro-Bamford and there'll be people that are anti-Bamford. I'm anti-Bamford right now, and I'm sure a lot of people are, but there will be people who are still wanting to get behind him, and I respect that. If he comes onto the pitch for Leeds United, I will want him to do well. All I'm saying is I think it's time to move on from him now. Because if he keeps playing or keeps making appearances and keeps missing chances, it's just going to get worse for him within the fan base. Let's just, you know, deal with it while we can. Obviously, he's probably going to be here for the rest of the season now, but just limit his minutes. Bring him on when Leeds are comfortable in games. If Leeds are needing something in a game, you don't bring on Patrick Bamford for me now, because he just offers nothing. And again, this could all come back to bite me in the arse. He could come on at the weekend against Huddersfield, score a goal. But if he does score a goal this season, I don't want any of this, because that would just send the whole Ellen Road crowd into frenzy if he did that. So yeah, as I said, guys, different sort of video. Please, you know, people who are getting behind him, don't take it the wrong way. It's just an interesting debate to have. But I feel like everyone will know my standpoint now after watching this. So if you've enjoyed this video, please smash a like on it. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe if you are brand new to the channel, so I can try and hit 3K as soon as possible. Check out the TikTok feed as well. The link for that will be with the other socials in the description. I want to get 1,000 followers on there as soon as possible. Hit the notification bell, and of course get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I'll see you tomorrow night for my match preview ahead of the game with Huddersfield on Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you in a bit. Cheers!